Hey, happy day. I have an observation. That is that most old family rich folk and intellectual types and academics, they hold us in contempt. Us being regular humanoids, right? They do. They hold us in contempt. That's not very nice. What is wrong with these people? Gosh sakes, they want to thin the herd, I think, because they all want to just be them. They don't want anything to do with us. Have you noticed that? Now, I was in an airport the other day. I think it was in Los Angeles. I was in a few airports in a couple of days. There was a man walking around with a T-shirt, and it said, "Ask me. Questions? Ask me." I thought, isn't that cool? So I did ask him a question. He gave me the answer, and I talked about his job, and he said, it's a good paying job. I have a stay-at-home wife because I have young kids. And I make enough money, I get tips and everything. I said, really? How do I tip you? Anyway, it made me think about Congress people and senators. They should wear a sign and walk around and say, ask me if you have a question. Maybe then we could get some more input, don't you know? Restaurants kind of annoy me. You go there for good food and instead they're acting like politicians in some ways. They put things on your bill, and they'll tell you, if you're going to do that, it's your right to do it. It's your right, their right, to do whatever they like, but it's my right not to go if I have the information. So many things they do, they don't give me the information until I get the bill. And they say, hey, it's a 20% thing or 25% tax thing, or we already included it. Don't think for me. Let me do that. I can do it myself. And it just ticks me off when you look and say, and see rather, this machine, it says you can tip 20%, 25, and even 30%, when in fact they're doing it including the tax. So the 20% is really 22% or whatever it is, wherever you are. Again, you're thinking for me. Now they're adding surcharges. They're saying in some places, in LA particularly, there's a couple of restaurants there that say after the fact, after it's on your bill, that we charge 4%, surcharge because the cost of business has gone up. Well, mine has too. So why would I give you my money? Because you want it. It's up to me to give you my money if I want it. And if the service is great, I'll tip accordingly. And I get it. I think everybody gets it today that times are hard. And when this, nice young person helps you so much as a waiter, you tip more anyway. They don't need this. Hey, Democrats, liberals, they could not beat Trump in a fair fight. They can't in a fair fight. And if they used things that actually matter, like issues that voters care about, and they only talk about them, they don't have a chance, not a hope. However, what they do to increase their odds is they cheat and they tell stories. They make things up as they go along, and it's not very nice. That might help them win, actually, because people are gullible and people work on emotion and say, is that true? He did that with the Russians? And they arrest them every other day. I mean, they're working on it, but not from the issue perspective, and that's what needs to be done. A federal judge just the other day delivered a win. This is the headline, a win to the cigar world. Okay, the Obama administration ruled that all tobacco products be one category, except for pot, of course. I mean, that's another thing, right? This rule now with regard to cigars is vacated. The definition can now be changed. I have no clue what that means. None. I read it a couple of times. It's in several major newspapers, online and otherwise, in the print. And again, I don't know what it means. I smoke cigars. Who knew? And many men come around me and smoke cigars. I have little cigar shacks that I have. And again, what does that mean? The U.S., many states in the U.S., are you keeping up? I'm jumping, but hey, I know you can think faster than I can talk, so we're fine. In the U.S., they have what's called ugly laws. And San Francisco, for instance, has an ugly law that says this: any person who is diseased, maimed, or deformed, or is unsightly or disgusting to expose themselves to public view is illegal, and they must be removed. This law has been in effect since 1850, thereabouts. And go look at San Francisco. Obviously, the council people can't read. They don't know anything about laws, same as the policemen. Wow, get the homeless people off the street, put them somewhere else. You got people shooting up everywhere else. And LA is the same, and so many other cities and so many other states. Unsightly, no kidding. There used to be, vagrant laws in place. If you didn't have enough money to be out and about, they got to do something with you, have to arrest you. And that's still the law in most places, an ugly law. They should, I was going to say something nasty about politicians. I'll hold that back. You kind of come up with that wordage. Ben and Jerry, the ice cream people, they should just sell ice cream, but instead they're trying to think for everybody else on the left. And recently they made this statement: return your land, return all land to the Indians and start with Mount Rushmore. Actually, no, Ben and Jerry, start with your houses where you live. Give them back, and then we'll listen to you more, right? Instead, you're telling everybody else to do something and you won't do it yourself. You remind me of Barbara Streisand and Jane Fonda. Hey, everybody should have money. You people, we need to redistribute the wealth. But they don't include their money. Same as Ben and Jerry, they don't include their property. Bah! Hey, thanks for watching. Remember, it's a good day to have a good day. All things are good except for the left because the right is better. See ya.